Welcome to Lore here, everybody. Episode 16. We're back. No guest this time. If you missed our last episode, we had Toy Machine on. Very cool podcast. Go check that out if you haven't seen it. But again, just the boys for this week. We have a few things to talk about. So some good news, some bad news. Well, sad news, we'll say.
Bittersweet.
What do you guys want to start with? Do you want to start with the sad, or do you want to start with the happy?
Let's start with the sad.
All right.
Might as well get it out of the way.
Yeah, get it out of the way.
Sad news, somber news, bittersweet news. Rock Band 4 is over. It's done. DLC is over. Canceled.
It's not canceled.
No, after 8 years of support with Rock Band 4 DLC, weekly is over. There's no more DLC for Rock Band 4.
8 years.
The last pack was, let me pull it up here. They were going with kind of a sad, somber tone, saying their goodbyes to us. They actually, the last 2 weeks of DLC were following this theme. The first week was Goodbye Yellow Brick Road by Elton John, and Our Love Will Still Be There by the Trogs. And at that point, those were released before they had announced that they were ending the DLC. But people were already thinking, like, I think I see a theme coming up here. This doesn't look good, guys. This might be the end. And sure enough, it was. And then on Thursday, January 25th, the last DLC came out. Wherever You Will Go by The Calling, Send Me On My Way by Rusted Root, and Thank You by Dito. Those are it. That's all she wrote. Rock Band 4 is a complete game now.
It's a little
Is it complete?
Wow. It's a little bit hard to even put
it's
to
done.
words.
Yeah, I mean,
it kind
You know what? It kind of reminds me, if we could like go back a little bit. Did they ever? What was their like blog post when they stopped making DLC for Rock Band 3?
I don't remember that, but I do remember it being a lot more like.
I'm like trying
really?
to. I'm
Oh,
trying to pull it
no.
up currently. Because like they also did like a little goodbye thing too. Back then they had the Frank Turner song that was free, and then they had American Pie.
Wait, that Frank Turner song, wasn't that part of the comeback? I still believe. That was the comeback song, I think.
Oh, you're right. That is the comeback song. My bad.
Yeah, the
No,
free
they
one
just-
was at the
They
start.
just straight up
right?
had American Pie, right? It was one song.
Just one song. Just American Pie, that was it.
See, like I feel like that was like, I think even at that point in time, they knew that they was probably gonna make a comeback one day.
At that point, they were already
song.
developing Rock Band 4 for sure. Like this was, it was
yeah.
April 2nd, 2013 that happened. So I mean, that's
Interesting.
well, maybe they weren't.
And then 2 years later,
a little over 2 years for Rock Band 4 to come out. So 2.5 years. So maybe they weren't.
Yeah, and I
developing
want to
it.
say they did the surprise DLC drop in 2015, which was insane.
Yeah.
They
Oh
did
my
like
god,
what,
that was
5
so,
songs.
That was
remember
so
that? You remember
hype.
that day?
I think
That day I was like, what the fuck? Rock Band 3 DLC? Avenged Sevenfold? Arctic Monkeys? What is this?
Yeah, now I gotta look at the
Weezer?
dates for
Tenacious
those.
D?
Bangers,
That was
dude.
so fucking hype, dude. That was so
Yeah,
hype.
like that happened, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Some
that was
real ass shit happened.
January 13th, 2015. You had Are You Mine by
Yeah.
Arctic Monkeys, Shepherd of Fire, Avenged Sevenfold, and Something from Nothing by the Foo
Man, that's
Fighters.
when that's like
Wow.
I first like, I was like, oh man, I'm gonna start posting on YouTube more, something like that.
It's like,
That was
oh,
a
we're
long time
back,
ago.
baby. We're so back. We've been gone for 2
Yeah.
years, and it felt like forever back then, but now we're back. And then the next month after that, February 17th, 2015, they had Rise of the Phoenix and Back to the Shack. And then it was March 5th.
Yeah,
March 5th, there was that single, I Still Believe by Frank Turner, which was a free song.
that was a free one.
And
And I think that's when I caught wind of it, and I was like, wait, they released more songs. Like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah,
But
like,
yeah, it
the
seems like
writing was
Rock
on the
Band
wall.
4, with this Rock Band 4, like, completely done, and even with their blog post, you want to put a picture of the blog post up?
Yeah, I can grab that, yep.
Up on here. They're saying like, yeah, it's been a good time. Essentially, they're like, yeah, it's been a long time. We're gonna put our efforts into Fortnite Festival now, which is gonna have Rock Band 4 instrument support, soon. Which I'm still thinking is probably gonna be like summertime. I think like summertime is a good safe bet. But if it's any earlier, I'm also mostly curbing my expectations, only because it's like, okay, that's like such a major update to Fortnite Festival, and especially if they're saying over and over again they want to do it right. They want to be able to do it right, and I want them to do it right. I don't want none of this auto hitting with overdrive activation type shit. Being able to hit notes in front of other notes type shit.
I really think in this situation that Harmonix has like kind of learned from their mistakes, right? Like I really feel that way because Rock Band 4 especially has always been a bit of a touchy subject. Like my first experience with Rock Band 4 is I was upstate in college and I got the band in a box and drums didn't work at all. You would hit the pad and it would like register your input like 100 milliseconds later or some shit. And there was no cross compatibility, there was no legacy adapter at the time for older instruments, and it was very limited on the DLC you could get. There was no practice mode, there was no hyperspeed, there was no nothing.
Yeah, no practice mode was wrong.
Yeah, that's wild.
It was brutal.
It was a very limited experience, right? And and maybe some people could say that, oh, well, Fortnite Festival has launched where it's also lacking a lot of stuff too. But
you know what? There's no practice mode in there too.
My rebuttal to that would be that in this situation, because of the way that they've marketed the game and the mechanics of it, I don't feel as much of a need for practice mode right now, right? Like when Rock Band 4 came out,
let's also address it too. The songs are fucking easy for us to play.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's true.
Well.
What part do you?
And
need
I'm having fun dominating most of the time because it's fucking easy, and then we could just legitimately perfect at the same time, work on our practice notes, or practice our perfect hits and our overdrive pathing, and at least we don't have to pay for a restart button. You know what I mean? We don't have to pay for a restart button.
But we are
not a GH
top
Live
0.1% of people who play the game, right? A lot of people, I'm sure, would benefit from having a practice mode. Because,
no, absolutely, and I really want there to be a
tough.
practice mode, and the fact that there isn't one is a little bit, it's just, even with the free song rotation, I'm just like, there's got to be like a practice mode at some point, because have you played that You Don't Know Me song on drums? It's the most technically complex chart by far.
Here's what I'll say about You Don't Know Me, right? We're getting to a point where we're reaching the end of easy flawlesses with guitar controllers.
Yes.
Because
100%.
hey, if you want, with the overdrive hitting notes automatically, if you want a good score on that, good luck activating at the right time in the fast
it's so
tappy
fucking
bits
hard to activate right.
And not overhitting with a guitar controller. Good luck.
Like that's a real
Seriously,
problem.
It's tough.
It is very tough.
Yeah, I mean, and I know that they're listening to us on that regard. Some people still think that that's a glitch.
Yeah.
But
they are listening. Yeah, they have bigger fish to fry right now, in my opinion. Yeah.
Like I remember back when I played Guitar Hero 2, I figured out the Hopo glitch by accident, and I didn't think that anybody else knew because it was such a specific thing. I was like, oh, my hammer-on's broken, but if I restart the song or I go back. Or like if I go back and select the song again, the hopo's fixed. Or if I hit this hopo and then not do it the right way or something, it puts the glitch onto that.
Yeah,
note,
I think we all kind of discovered it on our own, but we didn't know that there was a larger thing going on. Other people knew it too. It's just there was this note no longer works. I have to strum this note now. What the hell's going on with that? Okay, quit, and then it just worked again.
And it was only Guitar Hero 2 on PS2
GH80's fixed it.
Mm-hmm.
GH80 fixed it. GH2
which is why a lot of people started making custom ISOs on GH80s instead. That was a thing that happened.
Yeah.
Which was actually super clutch, by the way, on Harmonix's part, because that game came out like 7 months after Guitar Hero 2. And I'm sure
there was
they
not
knew
a
about it clearly.
Long turnaround time on that game. Like they probably
you know what? They actually announced it. They announced that they fixed the glitch in a Score Hero thread. I believe.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, I want to say I'm like 90% sure that they're like. They announced that they fixed the Hopo glitch in 80s and GH2 360.
Damn, if you can get your shovels out and dig that up, I would love that.
I would probably ask Local H because he probably
I was gonna say Scott could probably find
H would know
Scott
that 100%.
probably knows. Yeah.
H is like the historian for when it comes to that
But
type
if not,
of shit.
then I'm a capper, bro. I'm sorry.
Hey, you know what though? There's still proof that Harmonix is listening nowadays. Like we were just saying, like they're listening. I can give my own input there and say that I've directly talked to people on the festival team about issues I've had, and they've legitimately said, "Hey, you know what? We weren't tracking this. Let me send this to my internal team."
Yeah, because for people who don't know how video game dev works, like they'll have like a tracker. Essentially, they'll have a tracker of things to do, features that aren't added yet, but they need to get to. Bugs, what's done, right? And so
like a Trello.
A Trello.
So Trello boards
they do,
like what Call of Duty does.
They do track all these things, and so when you're told, oh, we weren't tracking that, like that's what they mean, like they add it to the tracker, so that way the whole entire team is aware of it.
Jason, I mean, I think all of us here have really been very vocal about just the inconsistencies, any glitches that we run into. We don't want them. Like the newest one is being able to hit a note in front of another note.
Yeah,
Very
I just found that last
shit.
night. I found that shit out last
Dude,
night when I was playing some of these new songs.
I think that shit is new. I want to say that shit is new. I want to say
I've
that
never
it's new.
seen it.
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
I feel like it's probably happened to us
on Thursday.
accidentally.
It happened to me on
Maybe.
Thursday, but I have almost always like dropped my combo and like if anything like that has ever happened.
Well,
But it
I
may,
mean,
be
that
like a
could have been new with this new
compensation
update.
for.
Don't know.
I was gonna say like, what if it's compensation for server desync, one way or another?
Maybe.
It very much
Jake,
could be.
Think about the context of what Jake did it in. I think is the most important thing. It was a certain.
Yeah, because like what was it? It was a lane
certain
2, 3,
spacing
5.
of notes.
It was a lane 2-3. It was a quick R-Y.
2,
and
3,
then,
5.
There was no 5. It was just R. Well, do. It was like that. So you have the 2 notes.
Yeah,
and
okay,
a small
so
break.
it's
for the note.
basically.
The point is that there wasn't a lot of space between the notes. So
Yeah, not a lot of
hit
space.
window-
It was fairly
this
quick.
is-
The hit windows overlapped for
this
sure.
is probably
And I hit them out of
Harmonix's
order.
largest
I hit
window, I've
I hit
decided.
lane 3 before I hit lane 2, and it kept my combo. Right, and that probably
Is there
shouldn't
any
happen.
chance? Is there any chance that that might be because of default control binds, where the left 2 lanes are one hand and the right 3 lanes are another? Because it was lane 2 and 3.
Maybe there's some logic.
Have we
there.
tried it with? Yeah, have we tried it with like 3, 4, and
A
5?
good point.
I would have to find
Or
more
just
examples
1
of
and
good places to try that
Yeah.
on. But yeah, that's a good
Because
call.
I base solo.
I think that the
solo
notes have
probably.
to be like 24ths or something, like between each other.
Yeah.
pretty
I was-
much.
Yeah, what song
here's something
was that
else worth
actually?
mentioning
Yeah.
real quick because
So found
go
what we're
ahead.
looking for.
Which song was that first?
I think it was. I still haven't found what I'm looking for by YouTube.
Okay.
So again, another one of the new songs.
Mhm.
The reason I asked is because Less Than was the one that I had the activation where I ended up hitting it on a note. We've already seen it hit 2 notes, and I've heard people say it could hit more, but I'd never personally
You
seen it with
found
my
that
own
out.
eyes.
You fucked around and found out.
Yeah, and we don't know if this was frame perfect or what.
I think
but
it is.
somehow,
I think it is.
somehow,
Yeah.
my activation ended up clearing a note in the middle lane, the left lane, and the furthest right lane at the same time.
Yeah. So
3
it
notes
was
at
3-1-5.
I gotta
We
grab
can
that
get that
screenshot.
screenshot up,
I
too.
gotta get your
It
screenshot
was
because
3-1-5.
that looks fucking crazy. It's
I
like
have a
it's a
screenshot
green,
of
yellow,
the
orange
frame
chord
right before
essentially
you
looking
activate.
like it's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, it's
Way
great.
to
It's
end
great
type
seeing.
ass.
It's great seeing the 3 on the strike line activate. Like once you see that, you're like, whoa.
That's cracked.
Yeah. Oh man.
It's
But
wild.
yeah. Yeah,
We're
it,
still finding weird shit in this game.
Yeah.
yeah. But like, hey, if you think about it, the game's only been out for like a month and a half. You know,
Yeah, it's
been out for a month and a
really
half.
hasn't
It
been
feels
that
like it's been a
long,
lot
man.
longer, probably because
Yeah,
we've
it does.
dedicated our fucking lives to it. For the last month and a half too.
Man,
You're
it's actually
right,
crazy.
you're right.
It's actually crazy. It actually
Yeah,
has
like,
been a
every
month
day
and a half.
feels like 2 days because it's just like, man.
Hey, here's a
Speaking-
thought.
Yeah,
Here's a
yeah.
thought. We've been playing this more, like than they've been on when they've on break, right? We might have had more time in festival than some of the people who work on it right now. Like we've been
Very
so
hot,
involved
dude.
with
It's
it.
very possible, but like, who knows?
It's totally possible. It's wild.
I was gonna say like, yeah. Speaking of which, like the content that dropped last week we got 6 songs. That's awesome.
Fire.
6
9
songs
if you
is
count the
pretty
battle
excellent.
pass.
But
Oh, yeah,
people
true. If
still
you're
aren't
talking about the
happy
entire
Oh
week,
yeah,
you got
yeah.
three-
With
three
the
jam
battle
tracks
pass
in the
too,
battle
we got
pass,
9 songs.
Yeah.
9 motherfucking songs. This
Yeah,
is nuts.
I mean
they had
that's
that accidental song drop on Tuesday. But like,
Good for you.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
also I
that was
found
it.
out. Someone, I think Furchan, told me that they did an adjustment to the vocals chart from Tuesday
Really?
to Thursday.
So
There were
Jason,
some missing,
you were
there were
right.
some missing notes. There were some missing notes on the vocal chart on
Well, now I gotta
Tuesday
go back
versus
and
Thursday.
watch Jason's stream when he was playing it, so I
This is
can
some We
compare.
Free King
Oh
shit.
yeah. I literally need to
comment
go
on
back
that?
and. Oh, I need to go.
Because I noticed.
think
I didn't say
I
it right
posted
away.
a video of that.
Yeah, you
Okay.
did. Jason,
I
did,
noticed that
Jason
there
called
was.
us.
I
He
was like,
did.
there's some notes missing on the vocal chart when I was playing it, but like, I didn't say it out loud. I just I knew in the back of my head because I just wanted to see the chart as it was. But yeah,
Oh, I need to go record another run and compare them.
yeah.
Yeah, now I'm interested.
That's,
This is the shit that gets my gears turning.
Congratulations.
I love
That's
that.
your
That's what
video
I was
for
told.
today, buddy.
That's what I was told. That'd be really cool.
Oh man, I would want to duet myself on TikTok
Yeah,
instantly and
that's-
do a side by side comparison.
That's
That'd be
today's
so
video,
fun.
man. Good stuff.
Yo, that'd be so sick. All right, wow, I got
Yeah.
it. I got homework. Lore Hero
Fuck
homework.
yeah, man.
All right, now we have to
Funny-
pay attention
it's funny how
for
you
next
call
week
that.
when they inevitably put a song on the shop early, because I mean it's becoming a trend the past 2
They're-
weeks.
they're
Yeah,
we've
no,
done it.
no, no,
They're
Jake. I was
figuring
gonna
it
say
out.
like, bro,
They're
make
figuring
sure
it
your Fortnite is updated on your phone, bro, so you just like pull it up.
That
and
was the
buy
plan.
That shit.
That was the
Yeah.
plan. Actually, I was gonna have my Fortnite on because I was stuck at
Speaking
work
of
really late
phones.
one night, and
Speaking
I
of
couldn't get to the
phones.
good for you, but while I was still in the shop for the first 30 minutes or whatever.
Like I remember at some point when they came out with Fortnite on iPhone, I was like, oh, buy fucking skins, when the shop resets or whatever. Because what was it? Ninja said that he's like, oh yeah, you know what? I like Fortnite iOS because I could buy skins on the go. Like that's what he said. I was like,
Man.
that's so funny.
What a
and
guy.
because the
Use code
fucking
Ninja, by the
mobile
way.
the mobile Fortnite when it came out, like when it first came out, was dog shit.
Oh,
It was dog shit. Yeah, it was like locked 30 FPS on like the strongest phone. It was nuts.
Yuck.
But speaking of which, it is coming back to iOS.
Yeah.
In Europe.
super
News.
sweet. Yeah, thanks to Europe. And so now they're gonna have like their Epic Games Store app downloadable, so iOS fans get to rejoice because they don't have mobile players do not have to play on Android anymore.
Yeah. Well, you know who the first person I thought of, Alec, when I saw that news? Ducky.
Yeah. No, he was hyped. He's hyped.
Yeah.
Man. Like he
because I
has
remember-
been
I
without
remember
Fortnite
when-
iOS for over 3 years.
Well, I remember
The
when that was
last
first
season
happening.
that they got.
I
Yeah.
remember when that was first happening, and like he was like rightfully very scared.
It's been 1,200 days and counting since it's been
Yeah.
on iOS.
Been a
Guys,
long-
don't
If
update your
you-
phone. Don't delete the app.
No,
You can't get it
straight up.
back.
Straight up, you can still log on to it. It still connects you to a server that's just kind of frozen in time.
Really?
And it's like Chapter 2 season. It's like Chapter 2 season 3. They like flooded the map or whatever. You can go find gameplay of it. It's actually bizarre. And every time you load into a match, it's like 20, 30 bots. Maybe you get like 1 or 2 real people.
That's so cool.
But it's like 20 to 30 bots.
Wild.
But yeah, like people like they have their iPads on like the firmware that it was last supported on. They're like, okay, I'm gonna keep Fortnite on here because at some point like it took it off like automatically, but it's like frozen in time in a season in like fucking 2020. It's insane.
Yeah, I just looked this up on
Interesting.
eBay. There's people trying to sell this shit. An iPhone with Fortnite still installed for like $1,500.
Yeah, dude.
Why am
They're
I
not selling.
surprised,
I
man?
looked at sold listings. None of them are selling. Nobody's buying this shit, but people are trying to sell it for that. And I can understand it. That's the Flappy
Bird.
thing. If Flappy Bird had the same shit. I had an old iPod Touch that I didn't use anymore that I downloaded Flappy Bird on, because I used to bring that to school with me or whatever. Because my mom didn't want me, like, I don't know. I forget the entire thing. But I had a phone and I had an iPod. Both had Flappy Bird. I didn't really use the iPod. I'm like, oh, I could sell this for a lot of money. Now Flappy Bird got taken off because like people are selling their shit for like $400 just because it had Flappy Bird on it back in the
Yeah.
day,
Yeah, dude.
2014
No
or whatever that
flapping
was.
your bird in our household, young man.
Not
I can only
allowed.
flap my bird at school.
Like,
Bruh.
Huh.
Dude, that was like the Flappy Bird phenomenon for that week was actually pretty crazy. Everybody was talking about Flappy
Dude,
Bird. Like,
Dude,
what's
there
your
was
highest score?
There's like a difference. Yeah, like the iPhone version was like harder than the Android version.
Yeah.
Was it?
Because I had an Android.
Wait,
I had an
real?
Android phone. The
I
Android
had
phone
an
ran the
iPhone.
game at 60 FPS, and the little Flappy Bird was like a little bit slower. And then like if you played on iPod or iPhone, it was like 25 FPS.
Yeah, I
And that
remember.
bitch
You
had
could
so
see the
much,
frames.
so much weight to that bitch. It was
pay
terrible.
to win, Flappy Bird.
Yeah, I believe it
now
was
it's
the
an
same
arcade machine.
developer.
Must
Dong
have been.
Nguyen. That was his
Yeah,
name,
Dong
bro.
Nguyen,
Yeah,
yeah.
Dong Nguyen.
Dong
I was
Nguyen.
just thinking that.
Wherever he is, I hope he's
I
alive.
hope
Like,
he's well. I really.
That was
I
such
hope
a
he's well, 'cause,
wild
like-
announcement that he made on Twitter. It's like,
Just
Yeah.
saying.
like he was
Well,
making.
No,
with the
no, no,
context
no,
of the
but, like, it was,
announcement,
like,
it makes
legit-
way more sense.
It was like a
Yeah.
legit thing saying like because if you start making that much money in Vietnam is like one of those countries where it's like, corrupt, law enforcement, that type of stuff. Cartels run, some parts of Vietnam. It's like if you start making too much money, hey, bro, you're on a list
It's
somewhere.
dangerous,
So like,
yeah.
do
and
that
he was
back
making
away.
money, like lots
Yeah,
of money every day.
He was making every day was like 6 figures.
Yeah.
Just from
Flocks
ads
of
alone. Just
birds.
from ads alone.
Mm, mm.
So like,
I found the tweet
Yeah.
from February
Ads.
8th, 2014. I am sorry, Flappy Bird users. 22 hours from now, I will take Flappy Bird down. I cannot take this anymore.
I cannot take this anymore.
I cannot take this anymore, he says.
And then what was
Yeah,
it?
over some
XXX
Flappy
Tentacion. XXX Tentacion's like, don't update your phone. It takes away Flappy Bird.
Yeah,
Dude.
guys, don't
Or
update.
don't delete Flappy Bird. You won't get it back.
Don't delete
Thanks,
Flappy
XXX
Bird.
Tentacion.
I feel for him, honestly. I do.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That level of attention is hard to handle.
Oh,
Yeah, no, and like even if not for the dangers of whatever country, being able to see no matter how much money you make or something like that being a problem, that type of attention on you has got to be really, really, really like just.
Yeah, you can't prepare for that.
Dude.
Nothing you could do can prepare you to be the number one app in the App Store for a week, and then all of a sudden you have hundreds of millions of people playing your game and talking shit about your game, and you're making all this money, and your life is just changed like that. The life that you knew last week no longer exists. You are a different person.
I read a comment once, just like talking about like just the general when something like blows up like that in your face. It's like fame and understanding like what happens to you when it happens is like traumatic in a way.
Yeah, it would be.
Yes.
Because
your whole
I
sense
feel
of
like
self is different now.
It's
yes.
completely different, or you start growing into like whatever this whole phenomenon that's happening to you. Your whole persona is just starting to feed into it. Because then like I also see how different of a person I was before I started making content, and now I have a way better understanding of myself. Nearly 8 years into making content. But it did take a while because I didn't know what was going on around me. I was like, shit, this is all new. This is all really weird. And so sometimes I still mentally feel like I'm like 19 years old. But no, I'm a father and I'm pushing 30. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy.
Whoa, cool it, buddy. Cool it, buddy. You're still in your late 20s.
I got bills to pay. I got a
Relax.
mortgage. I got car
Stuff.
payments. I have insurance that I need to take care of. Like,
Child.
at the end of the day, I still want a Little Caesars pizza. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like that's enough to make me happy, but I know there's other things in my life that need to take priority as well. And so it's just kind of funky when I think about that. Sorry about the tangent, but hey, Flappy Bird. Play Flappy Bird.
Yeah, play
You can play Flappy Bird on a vape.
arcade.
My buddy used to have the vape that you could play Flappy Bird on. It was crazy.
That's fucked
Wait,
up.
a vape you could play Flappy Bird
Yeah,
on?
dude. They had like a little display, and
It's like playing
it would have
Doom
like a
on
little
pregnancy
counter.
tests.
Yeah. But he's like, yeah, you can play Flappy Bird on the vape. I'm like, can you install it? And I'm like, and he was like, no.
Were they just like puffing away and flapping at the same time?
No.
How did that
I don't think so. I think it like sacrificed, being able to vape, and then you could just play Flappy Bird on the.
in the meantime.
Why do vapes have enough system power to power an app? What more do they have to do other than turn on and turn off and have a small timer so you hit the blinkerton?
I had a guy last night in my chat who said, "Hey, bro, every single time you miss a note, I'm gonna take a blinker." I was playing You Don't Know Me. This chart was just starting. I deadass put the guitar down.
Dude,
bro,
Benjamin City. Bro went to Benjamin City.
Oh, my guy
You're
was
just like,
seeing
yo, what are you gonna do
stars.
now? What's gonna happen now,
Yeah, what are you
man?
gonna do
Sorry
now?
for your lungs.
You are dead now. I just killed a man on Fortnite festival.
Hashtag deceased.
I'm dead, bro. Nicotine overdose. Is that a thing? Overdose of
hashtags,
nicotine?
man. Endless
I
possibilities.
mean, nicotine can fuck you up.
There's a
yeah.
thing that I swear to God, I've watched a documentary on this where some people actually will use large doses of nicotine as like a psychedelic, like straight up like snorting it and having like a crazy out of body experience for like 30 seconds.
Interesting.
It
Dude,
can't
gives
be
me
worth
the
it, guys. It
craziest
can't be
fucking
worth it.
head rush.
Yeah, that just reminds me of
can't be
people
worth
like when I was in high school. Like I had some friends that like did salvia, right? And like they were like, "Oh, it hits you like
That
a
was the
train,"
era.
and then like and then a minute later, like it's over, and I'm like, why would you ever want to do that? Like,
Yeah, it's
A
like
minute
it's like
later
doing
and then
whippets.
it's over.
Sometimes that's
Why
all
would you ever
people
wanna do
need,
that?
man. Like,
That's
Yeah.
college. That's college.
yeah. No,
that's
I
just
I
fucking
agree
crazy
there.
to me.
Yeah.
Like recreational drug use like that is like, I don't know, man. I won't speak on it because like I don't know. It's just different worldly to me.
I'll speak on
My
it.
drug is Fortnite Festival.
My drug
Yes.
is Fortnite Festival, bro.
That's right.
Speaking of new
Don't
songs
huff
coming out,
the air can, bro. Whatever that canned air is called. Don't huff that because that'll fuck you up. Like that'll kill you.
Yeah, don't
Like,
do that.
you ever see that one video
Don't-
of this dude doing that in his truck and like talking super
snort
low
my
because it
guitar.
fucks up your
There
voice?
you go.
Like that dude's dead
You
now.
can shut up that plastic pretty finely, actually.
Shout out to
So-
760 Creations.
Hell yeah.
Only the
So
best
one thing
plastic for me.
I do want to touch on regarding back to Rock Band 4 is that I feel like, so for those who don't know, Rhythm Authors are the people doing Fortnite Festival songs. Harmonix has been contracting them for a long time. Rhythm Authors started out as a Rock Band Network authoring. So Rhythm Authors was also doing all of Rock Band 4's DLC. And I've personally been very vocal about the fact that a lot of the Rock Band 4 DLC, like, I have not found the charting to be very good. And I think that a lot of that probably is burnout, to be honest. I mean, they've been working on this series for a very long time. And so the people who were saying, like, oh, you know, screw Fortnite Festival, we need Rock Band 5, like, look at it from the perspective of, like, let the devs move on.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
all you have to do is
them
look
move
at the
on.
DLC offerings over the past like 3-ish years and see like, well, they're already scraping the bottom of the barrel here.
I mean, look,
Getting
man,
like all
Highway
these
to
no-name
Oblivion.
bands that aren't even on Spotify at some
But
times.
even like Highway to Oblivion, I've been vocal of the fact that like I don't think that the guitar chart is good. Like I don't
No.
think it's good. And like and
I don't know if
you're-
we've actually spoken about it on the stream though, but like for the
Sir, this is
story
a
about
podcast, not
Highway
a
to
stream.
Oblivion. Sorry,
that-
fuck
oh
you.
yeah,
Bro,
now
stream
you're
your
brain
brain.
too.
I talk about it like on the podcast,
There you go.
on the show,
On the show.
on the show.
I gotta
but
screw my mic back
from-
in. Hold on.
from what I
Brother.
understand,
Brother.
Bro,
the
drop the
reason
mic.
why Highway to Oblivion, is like that is because they wanted to see if they could get away with it, and they did.
What do you mean by that?
So, like,
that's
they,
awful.
but don't like obviously don't quote me on this if this isn't true. But it was like it
You're
was
back.
a rumor that somebody working over at Rhythm Authors or whoever the charting department was just like, do you think they'll let us get away with this if we chart it like this? Hyper accurate, pulse in the maggots type shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
like
then,
testing the
past
bounds,
Q-
right? Testing the limits. See what
testing
they
the
would
bounds type
Yeah.
thing. I think that's the better way to put it. So it doesn't seem like I'm really shitting on them. While I don't really agree that was like a great idea, it did end up for a very fucking funny chart. I will say
It did. My
And,
approve.
like-
FC by like
and-
2 people total. Will and
Yeah,
yes,
so-
Will
Chris?
has FC'd it 2 times more than any person should.
Yeah, once solo and then
uh,
once in a full band. Full band FC
Yeah,
of
no.
Highway to Oblivion like a week or 2 after it came out. That's fucked.
very
Yeah,
quick.
that's
He got it
very fucked.
Quick. So the thing that my criticism coming from a charter myself is that I just don't understand. Reaper has the feature to like evenly space out notes. Like they could have kept the note vomit and had it all be the same step the whole entire time. Moonscraper has that feature too. You can select a group of notes and say equal space. And if you're having an odd grouping of rhythms that doesn't really land because the guitar is playing like very fast or sloppily, usually both, you can equal space all of that out, and it makes it a much better experience for the player. Like
They wanted to stay true to the artist's intent, JP. They wanted to do exactly how Herman played it.
Okay, well listen.
To the
I'm
exact
gonna-
millisecond.
I'm gonna counter you right there because Harmonix's own authoring guides specifically say that you should chart what you believe that the guitarist intended to play. That's what it says.
Hey man, I
That's
mean
exactly
they
what
might
it
have made the
says.
rules. They don't have to abide by them, right? If you make the rules, you're the one who can break the rules, right?
All I'm saying,
Rules are meant to be broken.
all I'm
That's right.
saying is if whoever charted it is watching this, I have no ill will towards you as a person. I ask why.
I'm just
But
sad. I'm just sad.
but-
I'm
the-
just sad that this is a
look,
thing.
The good news.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, I'm not
we're
mad,
not
I'm just
mad. We're
disappointed.
just disappointed with you. It's okay.
The good
Don't hate
news
the sinner,
of
hate
all
the
of this
sin.
is that Rhythm Authors is doing a bomb ass job at Fortnite Festival.
They
They're
are.
doing-
They're
and
killing
you
it.
know,
They're killing
and
it,
you know,
especially the
like
drum
shout
charts.
out to
So,
Die for real
Yeah,
because
shout outs to Die.
yes.
Shout outs
You know,
to like
agreed.
Freak.
because they've been coming into the stream and they're like, hey, I'm taking notes on what you think of the drum chart. All right,
Yeah.
go for it. I play the drum chart and I'm like, I fucking love this. Or even before that, I was like, you know what? We need to see more tap and lift note chords together. So like you're doing
And
a
then they
tap
did
on
it.
one lane and lifting off at the same time. It'd just be a
And then they-
brain fuck.
And
now
then
we
they
have
And
a
did
lot
it.
of
now that's the norm for a drum chart now. Like you see get him back.
Tiger.
You see, Return the Tiger. Both Olivia Rodrigo songs. Heat Waves was the big one. That was like the one that was just like, hey.
Well, that was the one. That was the one. The Freak was like, I can't wait for you to see this chart, right? Because it's like, you look at a song like that, you're like, what? Why? It's like, it's like a mainstream pop song, right? And it's like, why do you want me to see
how could this possibly ever be interesting?
Yeah.
And then they did it. They made it interesting.
And
really cool drum chart.
It's so cool that like the people at Rhythm Authors and the people at Epic Games at Harmonix as well are watching. They just don't talk in the chat like everybody else does, but like Freak is watching, Die is watching, ELX is watching.
They're probably all talking in their own Slack channels or whatever.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
other people that we don't know at Rhythm Authors are watching or having data like things passed around to them.
100%.
They're locked in.
Like,
they're listening
so cool.
and watching and taking notes and making
It is so cool that they are listening
changes.
because it just.
I don't think I've ever felt this type of influence on like a regular ass game like this before.
Seriously,
it's super
it's
humbling.
amazing.
And I know, like, you know, it's credit where credit's due. All of us are doing a good job of being vocal about, like, you know, hey, you should add this, you should do this. We like this. We don't really like this. No, until they take away overdrive auto hit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's the biggest sticking point right now. I think for most people is like, why does it do that? I always break my combo when that happens. Like, just add a toggle. Simple as that.
Look, man. I like the word I use is like, I'm happy, right? Like I'm genuinely happy
dude.
because it feels like the entire community's voice is being heard. And like, look, people are going to complain about song choice until the end of time. You will never please everybody, especially when you're putting in U2 and Olivia Rodrigo. People are going to get mad. It is what it is, right? Add the song from Stranger
I'm a resident
Things,
U2 hater.
We heard you a million
Don't care
times,
for him.
you know? Add the song from Stranger Things, right? Like,
yeah, the one. Master of Puppets.
This is not the song from Stranger Things. Don't speak another word.
That's pretty much verbatim what that comment was.
Yeah, that was a comment.
This is legitimately like the thing that some people who say, "Oh, why don't you just play the games that are free?" Don't get is that this is an ongoing product. A lot of people are looking at Fortnite Festival like it's just done, right?
Yeah.
Where this is the beginning.
Not even close to done.
This is like before anything major has even happened with the game.
I've spoken. I don't know on my stream. I've spoken about it, but here on the show, I don't know if I have. But like, it's very possible that, you know, after the initial novelty of, hey, here's a new Guitar Hero game or here's a new Rock Band game, you know, and then the dry spell of no content for 2-3 weeks after that. Like, I understand that, you know, a holiday release is tough to keep up with, you know, the well-being of your workers.
And especially with all the competition. It's in Fortnite, guys. You can do so many things in Fortnite now. You have Battle Royale, which is huge. Still a juggernaut. You have the new Lego mode, which is the most popular of the three. You have the new Lego Racing. You have any number of random UEFN creator-created maps, right? I mean, there's a lot of competition. Just within the same game.
The UEFN maps do way better than I thought they did, too. Like, holy crap, man. People are playing those things.
Huge player counts.
Yeah, like, I totally like understand why people wouldn't even want to touch Festival for a little bit because, you know, they don't want to wait. They don't want to wait. They don't want to wait every week just to get on and play songs. They're probably gonna wait until there's like 200 songs into the game, and then they're gonna have their binge. They're gonna have their little binge again because
I think that
we're so used to. Yeah, hold on. I'm almost done. Like, we're so used to, like, when a new game comes out, we play all the songs, and there's mostly like, on average, like 70 songs in the game. And then we want DLC to come out every week after that, you know? But the new generation of people have not experienced that. The first time that they're ever going to experience, this is like their first time having experience with a Rock Band type game and how the releases work and stuff like that. And then us diehard fans, you know, people who either resent the game or they're playing it because, you know, it's a Rock Band game. Like, they're, you know, they have like backlogs of 50,000 songs over on Clone Hero, over on Yarg, or over on their 3 Deluxe build or whatever, something like that. I get it that they're not going to come back for a little while, but that's the reason, like, we're sticking with it because it's important for us to stick with it as, like, you know, as our jobs, not only as our jobs, but also to keep everybody talking at the same time.
Yeah, we're trying to grow this game because we like the game. We're passionate about the game. We want to see more people join us.
Like, we want people to come back Yeah, we want people to
Yes.
come back and be like, wow, this
Pull
is
them
so
in.
much better than when I first played the game during Christmas time.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, they fixed this. Oh wow, this is so nice. You know, like it's already starting to like kind of be that way. They
Oh wow, that old guitar I've had sitting in my closet for the past 10 years, I can use that in the game now?
I can use
Whoa,
that
that's
now?
pretty
Yeah.
cool. How do
Like
I do that?
natively.
Can you show me how to do
I
that?
think when instrument support drops, like it's gonna like we're gonna
That's the floodgates.
It's gonna be the floodgates. Like we're definitely
it's
playing an
over.
early access beta type thing right now.
if
is
there's holdouts in
floodgates
our
and-
communities that play the old games, I think they'll come.
Yeah.
I think they'll come to the game
think that
when,
they
when
will.
there's
They
actual
will.
instrument
There's a
mode.
lot
Yeah,
more.
any
There's a lot more
holdouts here?
incentive there. Like so many people, oh well, it sucks that there's no strumming in it. You know, the thing with the thing that I wanted to bring up too is that like when Legacy mode launches, the whole party mode aspect of Rock Band comes back, right?
Yes.
Like you're gonna have 4 people sitting in front of a fucking TV with like using like a dual sense, right? Like no, like people want to act like they're playing in a band. Right, like start a band, rock the world. That was the slogan of Rock Band, right?
It wouldn't surprise me. Like there's no local multiplayer for festival currently.
No, there's
but
not.
I can see
but
them
we
adding it because
we need it. We need
because
local
Fortnite actually
multiplayer.
does Battle Royale actually has local multiplayer.
It
You
does?
can play. Yeah, dude, you can play with 2 people. Like you and a buddy can do split screen. It's
I
fucking
didn't
nuts.
know that. I did not know that.
I've done it a couple times and it's fun as fuck.
We
I
already
gotta be
know
honest,
what
I had
local.
no clue.
We already
Yeah,
know what
you-
local
so-
would look like. So
So you have to
You know?
be on like at least I don't know if you could do it on like base Xbox One, base PS4, but like on PS4 Pro, PS5, and like Xbox One X and the Xbox Series S and Series X, you can just have another controller. You press Y or triangle, you sign in as a guest. It's
Bro.
literally like the old days
Like
of
Call of
Xbox
Duty.
Live. You and your little brother, or you and your big brother, you and your younger sibling, whoever the fuck, your buddy comes over and he doesn't have an Xbox, but you guys want to play some video games together.
Just get a guest
They
account.
added, yeah,
so
load
we
up the
could
guest account.
have Rock Band nights co-op in festival in the future.
It's
The
dude,
technology's
yeah,
already there.
absolutely. The
I mean,
technology
it's-
is literally there.
exists.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That
Literally
actually,
there.
that's I'm hopeful now. I'm very hopeful for that local multiplayer.
Yeah,
That's
no,
exciting.
like that's a, with the lack of like local multiplayer with festival, I was just like, yeah, they're probably gonna add it eventually. It's gonna
They will.
happen probably with like instrument support. Really, I can see that happening.
that's what I think too, because it would make no sense for them not to do it. It's like how I see it. Like it'd be like shooting themselves in the foot because
Especially
like,
if you, like you said, like grabbing the guitar out of the closet and then you have
Yes,
the
dude.
homie on the dual sense.
yeah,
you know?
and you know what? That brings up another point. Are we gonna have a quote unquote like cross compatibility mode where like one person can be playing lead on a guitar and then another person's playing lead on like controller, right?
Sure hope so.
Yeah, I would hope
Dude,
so.
Yeah,
no,
like-
there's
like
no
mixed-
way. There's
mixed
no.
bands.
I
Yeah.
think
I would
is
love
in
that.
terms of like, because like the biggest word that we've been using whenever we talk about Fortnite Festival is accessibility.
Yes.
It would make zero sense to single out pad players and instrument players.
Yeah,
it makes
true.
zero sense.
It's like
Exactly.
it's like I would love to see that, man. That would be. So
I'd love to see
cool.
that because like you can have the homie who's been playing GH for like 20 years, and then you can have like the little
Newbies.
brother or
Anybody.
your
anyone.
little brother who plays
Your
expert
son,
on the controller
your
and
daughter,
is damn
your
good,
son,
you know,
your daughter.
Yeah.
Your dog.
Yeah, your
Wait,
dog
yeah.
rocking out that Kramer.
Rocking out the Kramer. Yeah, put that up on the podcast. Put that up on the podcast.
Yeah, I will.
right
I
now.
love that fucking image.
Like, see,
bro.
he's gonna be playing. Good boy.
Yeah, he's gonna be playing.
Good boy.
Yeah, good boy. Good boy. Come here, little guy. But yeah, there's a lot of like possibilities, and I know that Harmonix and Epic are probably already considering all of them because like
They
if
want to
you read
have a
that-
good
like,
music experience for the at-home consumer, the at-home
Yeah.
just game enjoyer.
Dude, if you read that interview from Alex Rogopoulos, he's dreaming big. He dreamed big by forming Harmonix
And
in the first
dude-
place, and look what happened. You know, it
And
worked out.
dude, Fortnite Festival
It
is
worked
a free-to-play game. It's free to
And
play.
that's why I
It's so
hate when I see
cool.
the comments of people being like, "Well, you can play Clone Hero because it's free," and then everybody's like, "Fortnite's free too, bro."
Bro,
Like,
and then you
what's
know
the
who
argument
comes in
here?
my chat? Sri Lane comes in is like, hey, can you check the leaderboard for me? Oh,
Clone
hey,
Hero
the
developer,
creator
by the
of
way.
Clone Hero's in second place on the
Yeah.
leaderboard.
I love that.
Dude, yo,
It's so
I
cool.
love that he's like, oh, people are playing Clown. Let me go get top of the leaderboard. I'll show them what's up. Bro,
Yeah,
shout out to Sri Lane for that. That's huge. Just saying, that's amazing. Love it.
I love that. I really do.
But here's the real
Um,
question. I know we're all thinking about it. Do you guys think that they're using the biggest game in the world, Fortnite, just as a testing ground to see if Rock Band 5 would sell?
Oh my god!
We did talk about this before Festival was even a thing. Remember when Jason had the whole tinfoil thing going on? Being like, hey, there could be a Rock Band game. We don't know. This is before Big Bang.
We haven't
we
played
were just
the
like,
mode
hey,
yet.
you know what? A Maximum Copium would be like, hey, testing grounds to see if it would make sense to have a Rock Band 5 game. In my opinion,
we had no clue.
And that
in my
opinion made
honest opinion,
sense
after-
before we played the game and saw what it was doing.
Yeah.
We just knew that it
We
existed.
didn't know the scope.
We didn't know the scope.
Yeah.
And now that we do know the scope, that is an insane thing to say because this is the game you're talking about. This is the Rock Band game. This is the Rock Band 5
This
that
is
you
the
want.
Rock Band
It's
5.
just
And
not.
so,
it's
yeah,
not the
literally,
same
the
as Rock
answer
Band 4.
the answer to that question is there isn't going to be a Rock Band 5 because this is Rock Band 5.
This is Rock Band 5 and
And
everything
if
but
you don't
names.
agree,
This is
if
the
you don't
evolution.
agree with it, you can go play the other games. Like they didn't
And-
go
Those are
and-
still
away.
there.
again, I
Those
think
are still there. You can go buy every DLC for Rock Band 4 now.
Yeah.
I think it's important for Harmonix to move on, man. Because it's just it's time. It's time
Evolution.
to move on. And we got to do something new. And I get that people are nostalgic and the four of us are nostalgic. That's why the deluxe projects are so great. If you want to play Rock Band, it's thriving. You don't need a new
It really
official
is.
game to play Rock Band. But if you want to do a new rhythm game from Harmonix, then this is your answer. You're not going to get exactly what you want, but wait a little bit.
And I'll be
you might
honest,
start getting stuff you
this
didn't
this might
expect.
even get you into other Eastern rhythm games as well.
Yes,
just playing
man.
Fortnite Festival.
Totally.
Yep.
It's totally an open window for that.
I think that this is the evolution of the series because Guitar Hero turned into Rock Band, turned into Festival. And hey, maybe there's still a chance we see a new Guitar Hero in the future, but I will say it would be really bad of me to not point this out. There was a huge hit this week at Activision where 1,900 people were laid off.
That's really
And
bad.
included in that was the entire physical division for games. So I don't know, when it comes to things like physical media in a game that requires its own unique physical controller,
It's Jover.
that looks like a
Yeah.
really bad sign for
Well-
Activision in regards to Guitar Hero. Just throwing that out there.
They still make physical controllers though. You can't not have physical controllers, right? Not a
Yeah,
guitar controller.
yeah.
Get rid of the guitar controller concept. Just a controller that you hold in your hand, a pad. They have to have those.
I
So the
understand
manufacturing of a guitar
Jason's
is still in play, I think.
Yeah, I understand Jason's point, and I think that a lot of people are realizing that, obviously a lot of layoffs, especially in the games industry, are happening. It's very upsetting. What's basically happened is that a lot of extra hands were needed when COVID was at its peak, and they're kind of they're kind of trimming the fat now, and it's unfortunate that people who don't deserve it get so negatively affected by it. Because a lot of the people I've noticed on Twitter that are getting let go have been at the companies for a very long time. These are people who have had a long stay tenure at these companies. The Riot layoffs. There was somebody who got laid off that had been there for 8+ years.
Yeah.
Why are these people getting targeted over everybody else if they're still doing their jobs well? Because I doubt that this is a you're not doing enough good enough work thing. I highly doubt that.
No, a
It's
lot
like
of
it's
times
random.
layoffs are just a lot of times layoffs are pretty much random.
It's statistical. It's here you
the
go.
flip of a
Yep.
coin.
They're just looking at people as numbers. We have to meet this X number of number of people let go so that we can reach this number of profit, and then we can readjust that so that we meet that number. Okay, the math adds up. X, they're gone.
This is the kind of scary stuff that makes people like the four of us want to work for ourselves.
Yeah.
That's the harsh reality of it, is that I was working at a job that I hated, and then I started making more money modding guitars, and I stuck with that. And it's still difficult. Don't get me wrong, but there's benefits and there's downsides to it, right?
True.
Health insurance, for example. If you don't have a W-2 or work for a company, you got to pay for that shit yourself. It's expensive, right? Especially if you're
Sucks.
supporting a whole family. There's a lot of
Don't get me started,
downsides,
bro.
but I know,
Don't get
I
me
know,
started,
I know
bro.
you. Yeah.
Don't get
So
me
you
started,
had
bro.
you got your
Hey,
fucking
you know what?
CPAP
Everything's
machine
gonna change.
repoed.
By this time next week, I will be breathing again in my sleep.
Yes.
We got CPAP.
Yes, you
out.
will.
We got
Good man.
CPAP.
Good man.
Sleep apnea is no motherfucking joke. Not one bit.
I feel like I'm getting deep with this. The point is that layoffs fucking suck, and I'm sorry to everybody who's been laid off.
It really hurts
and-
seeing people I knew that literally left full-time streaming to go back to the game industry be a part of
They
those
get
layoffs.
kicked out.
Mm.
Yeah,
That's-
they get
that's
kicked
hard.
out, man.
I don't want to single out anybody in particular, but I see people I've known who I've like, considered acquaintances, right? Like that are really kind, and seeing them lose their positions because these are people who love their communities and like love the work they do. And it's not their fault that they're losing their gigs. And that's not very fair at all.
Imagine having a job that you love. You know how difficult that is to find? It's hard.
Yeah,
It's hard.
I mean,
most
game
people
dev
hate their job.
game dev, I would
know?
imagine, is probably one of the
like a dream job.
Yeah,
some
like
people.
everybody that works
When I
in
was a
game
kid, I
dev is
wanted
like
to-
super
I
passionate
wanted to
about
be
it.
in game dev.
I mean,
Yeah,
meet your
I
random CPA. Sure, they like accounting, but is that like their dream? Like, do they eat, sleep, and
No.
Some
live
people, maybe.
accounting? Some people,
people,
sure,
maybe.
Yes,
but the
but
majority
some
is
people
like
just
just a
crave-
job. I don't mind it; it's cool.
everybody else
But
pays
game
the bills.
developers, that is their life. Like they
That's
grew up playing video
passion.
games. They love video games. That
Dude,
100%
yeah, I
pure
saw that
passion
there's-
to be in this industry.
I saw that there was like a adventure Blizzard game. There's a Blizzard like
A
adventure
survival game.
survival game. that
Canceled
was
it.
Completely gone. Was worked on for 6 years. I'd have a
6
joke.
years?
I'd turn into the Joker. I would go insane if
That
I
would
worked
radicalize you.
6 years of
Spending
my
that much
life
time
for it to
fuck
be
you up.
canned.
That would
Yep.
fuck
Like
you
that-
up.
And the
I
world
cannot
never gets
imagine
to
that.
experience it.
Right.
That's
Your
why
visions,
game
all that
preservation-
shit gone because they
That's
had
why
to
game
meet some numbers.
preservation is so important, because people, you don't realize that they spend years of their lives on these things. Like, I mean, I can think of like a perfect example, like fucking Sonic Extreme. Like bro that worked on that got pneumonia because he was working like 24 hours every day. Like, not getting
People
shit
pour their
out there
passion in.
sucks.
How do you
Yes,
think
yeah.
the developers of Dinosaur Planet felt it was going to get turned into a Star Fox game? You know
God,
what I
man,
mean?
yeah.
Like,
And then
how do you
they-
think
they
they
had to
felt about
port
that
it-
shit?
They had to port it to a new system.
Yeah, yeah. It went from a 64 to a GameCube in like
God.
record time. You know what I mean? Like,
It's just,
it probably at that point they're probably going like, this isn't fun anymore.
yeah, man. You know, all that work for nothing, right? Like there was that recent example. It's not video games, but like a few months ago, right? Where like, the fucking, what was it? The Wile E. Coyote movie that was supposed to come out or whatever, and then they just canceled it
God.
for like a tax write off. What was it called?
Hmm.
It was
I
called-
don't- you know what, I
it
don't
was one
remember.
with John Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that wasn't the only
forget-
time. I think that happened a couple years prior with Batwoman. I think.
Yeah, Batwoman. I heard about that shit. They just completely canned it.
Yeah, somehow
Warner-
their accountants like said that if we just write this off as a loss, it'll be more of a benefit to us than if we actually release the movie and sell tickets to it.
That's insane.
It was done, ready to
That's-
go. It was complete. Like they could have sent it off to a movie theater and it would have been done and ready to go, but they canned it.
That
Coyote versus Acme.
my
Yeah, that's it.
computer in my brain just went short circuit.
I
Like,
don't get it
straight up,
either.
that doesn't-
I don't get it either, but it clearly makes sense because that's why they did it.
That's
Hear
so
that?
insane.
It
to
It
me.
makes
That's
sense
so
maybe
insane to
by
me, man.
law, but no,
Listen.
it don't make no sense.
No.
Money makes the world go round. That's the harsh reality. To some people, that's
Oh.
way more important than getting years of work out. It is what it is.
Oh,
Yeah, and movies like
Yeah.
that, it's not just a couple people working on it. That's thousands of people.
That's
Thousands of
Yeah.
They
people.
have, like,
not
full
not just
people
the actors.
illustration and everything,
editing,
like-
doing the
Editors,
like,
CGI artists,
editors,
the
the
crew that are
actors,
working the cameras and the
actresses.
booms and the fucking caterers even
Music,
that are
sound
feeding these
effects,
people,
like,
right?
I think
There's
that's
so many
worth
people involved in
mentioning.
projects like that.
Yeah, whenever you see a game, right? Like, so many times people don't think about who's behind the scenes, like working on this, and how many people it actually takes to make it. Like, I think back to my time at UB, and like one of my friends there was doing the writing for an NPC that was an ice cream vendor on the streets of Paris for Assassin's Creed, right? Like, that's, somebody's still their job is writing that NPC dialogue for an ice cream vendor, right?
Yeah, the thing that you spend 20 seconds in the game doing and then never again, right? Like,
But
And some
somebody's
people
being
just
paid
like
to do that.
and like somebody probably walk up to the guy and be like, "This guy is fucking stupid. This shit
yeah.
sucks."
They're
then they
probably
go
all
on.
saying that, yeah. But somebody has to do it. Somebody
Somebody
has
has
to
to
do
do
it,
it, man. Like it's just hard.
not
work.
for
That's
long.
fine.
And that-
AI.
That might still
Ah!
be the intention, though.
Asmongold,
That
you
might
see
still-
that?
Oh
We didn't even
God!
mention
All right, this
that.
went a different direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might be stupid if that's the intent, right? You never know because they might be trying to get that right emotion from a player, right? And hey, that's
Yeah.
the job. That's
Yeah,
a lot. That's
it's
a lot
a piece
of
of art at the end of the day. It is. Video games are just a big art piece, much like a movie, much like a TV
They're a
show,
labor
much
of
like
love.
music.
man.
It's art.
They're-
It's
they're
made
a
by
money-
people
they're a
for
money
people
machine
to
Yeah,
for the
enjoy.
until they
publisher
start
and
doing
a-
the quips where it's like, he's right behind me, isn't he?
Yeah.
Did I just do that?
Did I just shift reality? You said clip. I forget who did it.
Yeah,
I think like, game,
was that Forspoken?
No, it's Forspoken-esque, the type of dialogue. It was some other game. I can't remember the name of it. I think it might have been like
the
Vine
Viewfinder
Sauce.
one.
The Viewfinder. Yeah.
Viewfinder. That clip's fucking hilarious. I laugh every time I see that. Like she says this
like
corny
kind of
ass dialogue line.
No, but
turns the volume all the way down.
Shifted. Did it like shifted? Like like now people don't do that. Like especially after the Forspoken response too, man.
Millennial core writing, bro. I hate it.
Yeah, it's like leave that shit in 2012.
Yeah, let it die.
We don't want to see that anymore. We don't want to hear that anymore. It's like, oh.
Did I just do a segue on the Lore Hero podcast? Hey guys, let's go on. I can't help. Oh no.
Yeah. Hey Nate.
Wow.
How's life?
Hey Nate. How's life?
Stop it. I'm not interested in doing
anything
like that.
Rumored songs. We should by the time this episode airs.
Oh yes, you're right.
By the time that this episode airs, I got an interesting little tidbit here. I think it's gonna since it got leaked in the shop, after the last update that we got on Tuesday, Dookie by Green Day is suspected to be a song bundle.
Are you kidding me,
bro?
I knew someone was up about the sweater, bro. I was like, "There's no way."
God, what do you mean? What's up with the shirt? Nice little quarter zip. I did. I'm wearing my Dookie shirt.
I spit on my keyboard because of your Dookie. What a sentence.
I Dookied all over that man. Made him wet with my Dookie.
Wow.
Yo. Hell no. Nah.
Moving on. Dookie coming to Fortnite Festival, by the way.
Because
talking about Green Day, folks.
Because listen to this.
As setting up.
Songs come out every Thursday. When did Dookie release?
February 1st, 1994.
And guess what? February 1st is
February
2024. 1st? It's a Thursday, baby. New song Thursday. 30th anniversary for Dookie. That's already been leaked in the files. It lines up, baby. It's too coincidental to not be real.
And now I wanted to talk about the song bundles because I'm sure we all have our own thoughts on it. Mm-hmm. And if you go look into the shop, I think if you buy two songs together, so there's a 9 Inch Nails bundle, U2 bundle, Olivia Rodrigo bundle, and instead of paying 500 V-Bucks per song, instead it's 900 V-Bucks for both songs.
Yes.
So now a bit of a cut if you are willing to, fork out. It's not exactly $9 because $9 when they changed the price of V-Bucks when the whole Apple thing was going on. 1,000 V-Bucks is actually $9 USD.
Yes.
And if you think about it, if you go to Argentina, it is extremely cheap for 1,000 V-Bucks. Like we're talking a couple of bucks here. I'm just saying that if you want some cheap
don't fuck around with that, by the way. A
Argentina.
lot of places will ban you for doing that.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah. Move to Argentina if you want.
If you move to Argentina and you live in Argentina.
And you live in Argentina.
But if you have a US-based account and you're using Argentinian codes with a VPN.
If you have a friend in Argentina, ask them to come play a festival with you. Because you know how song sharing works with with festival, Go hit up your Argentinian friend, be like, "Hey, you know what? Let's play some Rock Band with the boys tonight. Let's play some festival with the boys tonight."
Yeah.
Get all the bundles.
You got all the songs, right? I'll send you the money. I'll send you 25 cents.
Can you gift me the Family Guy chicken?
Whoa, okay. We're trying to
give you real cash.
That's it.
We're treading into some territory right now, bro.
Gifting.
So
I forgot
900 V-Bucks, right? 900 V-Bucks, I think is better than we expected because I know that Alec and Jake, and maybe
I said it. It said 800, and then I saw 900, and I was like, oh, okay.
You were thinking 950 though.
I threw in a 950 just to be funny. It's like, yeah, you get a 50 V-Buck discount. That's like 45 cents.
There is a
go get yourself something nice.
W here. There's a W to mention, which is because these bundles exist. Now, if you buy a song and you ever want to buy another, there's a built-in discount. Those bundles give you the discount if you have one part of the bundle and not the other.
Yeah, that's what happened with Good
great.
For You, because we bought Good For You on
Yes.
Tuesday, that little hiccup release, and then the bundle came out, and it was like 400 V-Bucks.
Yep, $100
for getting back. And I was like,
off.
Cool.
Yep. It's just really awesome. That's great. That's lovely that they do that.
Need to see more of that.
I did not expect that. I mean, with music licensing, I expected it to just be
with
like,
music
okay.
licensing, that makes a whole lot of sense. No,
Yeah.
I was gonna compare it to the fact that if you try to buy like a skin bundle, which they haven't had skin bundles in the shop for a minute now, if you add one piece to it, then like another, getting like the back bling and the pickaxe was gonna be a lot cheaper. But yeah, no, it is surprising.
With the weekend, the icon skin.
Oh yeah, I guess that too. But yeah, I'm thinking that with Dookie, we're probably gonna get like the best of cuts. If it's the full album, I'm expecting
full
that
album
bitch
is so
to be
fucking
like,
I would
over.
scream.
So over. I would lose my mind.
I don't know, man. That would be insane. I
don't see it happening, but if it does, oh my fucking
most optimistic, most realistically thinking, it's gonna be like 4 or 5 songs. 4 to 5 songs.
Yeah. That'd be
or
like the
6
top.
songs. Or it could be 6 songs to match up with, having 6 songs a week.
Hey, might as well
And
go
in
to
that
7,
case-
right? That's half the album. Come on, give us half.
I mean,
half the album.
My thought is there's 4
Round
singles.
that up to 0.5
Yeah, grab
rounds
the
up to
4
1.
singles,
Might as well
right?
give us that whole album then, right?
There were
Yeah.
4 singles. Some of the ones that are on album, the deep cuts would be rough in Fortnite. I don't know how they
Not
put FOD
appropriate.
in game.
Yeah, fuck off and
all
die.
about myself.
Yeah.
Even Amenia Sleepus is somewhat of a deep cut, and I want
That's
to
a
see
deep
that on
cut.
drums so bad.
I love
I would
that
love to
song.
see it, but it's a deep cut. It's really short. Coming
that would
Clean
be-
is like also super
That would
short.
be the hardest drum song in the game.
Oh my god, it'd be hard as hell.
Yeah.
It would be cool if they did Chomp Longview as one song, but I don't see that happening. That'd be
didn't
like
consider
7 minutes, right? That'd be like 6, 7
Yeah,
minutes.
that'd be the longest
of
song in the game for sure.
That'd be the longest song in the game. That'd be longer than Zombie. Zombie's like what, 5.5 minutes?
Probably.
I
Something
think
like
that when I come
Return
around in
of the
Basket
Tigers,
Case,
Yeah, those two are like
locked in.
locked, and then Welcome to
Locked.
Paradise would be my
When I
third.
come around,
tonight-
Basket Case,
If Basket Case is in there, I can't wait for them to censor the word sex. That's gonna be great. And
Welcome
whore.
to Paradise.
Hey, no, there is sex in Fortnite. Don't forget about that.
I
There's
meant-
sex. There is sex in Fortnite. It says so
I
right
know
on the
we're talking
Peggy
tweet is a
ratings.
lie.
Green Day. I know we're talking Green Day, but with censors, anybody else surprised that with the new remaster for March of the Pigs, they censored an entire line of lyrics?
Take the
Yeah.
skin and peel
Entire-
it back.
peel the skin.
Take the lyrics and peel them off.
Yeah.
There's
Dude,
none.
there's just nothing there. Jake, I was locked into the drum chart, and then Jake was like, "Did you hear that?" Or like lack there of a line. And I was like, "No, I was locked in." And then I came back, the whole line is just fucking gone.
Gone.
Like, it's totally
It's
like
kinda
Jake
jarring.
said. It was like it was a notch in your bedpost line from Band Hero.
Yeah, it's
Sugar,
like
we're
that
going
level.
down.
It's like that level of censorship. Like that's ridiculous.
Holy
Wishing
shit, I
to
forgot
be
about that,
the-
man.
In your
Yeah.
jeans,
Yeah, the what in your jeans?
I'm
The
just
friction?
your bad post, but you're just yeah.
Yeah, come on.
It's like, damn,
But-
they added this song.
Also,
Even
worth
after all
mentioning,
that.
this March of the Pigs cut that we got, exclusive to Fortnite. There's an extended outro
Exclusive.
that Nine Inch Nails usually performs live, but was never like studio recorded. Now there's a studio cut with that outro made by Trent Reznor himself. He insisted on it being in the game.
Thanks to Freak for confirming
Yes.
that.
Hey,
Trent
Freak,
Reznor
rhythm
actually
authors,
reached
rhythm
out
authors.
to Fortnite. They reached out. Trent Reznor reached out to Fortnite and was like, "Hey, I want to do a live cut to keep up with keep up with the like a flair to the whole festival theme, because you are a live band playing like music on a live stage, that type of thing." And so I know that there's a lot of bands that do live cuts like that, and they just kind of jam. It would be so cool to see more stuff like that in the future from artists.
mhm.
Because Trent Reznor is a big Rock Band fan. Like,
Yes.
he's done re-records and all this stuff for Rock Band in the past. Apparently, he redid vocals for a Nine Inch Nails song just for Rock Band. Terrible lie. I didn't know this
Didn't know
until
that.
someone put me on Twitter, which I'll have to triple check. But if not, it's what it's.
By the way,
but-
I gotta say, his voice sounds just like it did in the '90s. Like it feels
Yeah,
like
but
he
you
hasn't changed.
know what's
hardly
funny?
at all.
People were
He's
saying like,
aged
yeah,
very
you
well.
could tell the difference between modern Trent Reznor
It's
and
super
96
small
Trent
though.
Reznor.
Super small.
It's yeah, but he still's got the energy. He's still
He's
packing
got
that
it.
energy, which is like
He's got it.
still got it, man. Yeah,
I think
whether
he's
you're
really,
a fan of Nine Inch Nails or not, that is really awesome to see. Just a staple artist,
Big
you know,
artist support.
big
Yes.
artist supporting this game. With
Not
like
a
their
small
own
artist like
special
Witch
cut.
Gang.
Not a small artist
Yeah.
like Witch Gang.
Funny you mention, considering. For anybody who doesn't know, there is this secret group Witch Gang in the game, brand new, and part of the membership of that band is Nine Inch Nails, Trent Reznor. So, again, confirming that love for the Rock Band series. I mean, festival now, the evolution, whatever the hell you want to call it. But really cool to see that artist involvement because hey, every Nine Inch Nails song in the game is some sort of remaster. They've done updated versions. That's really cool. I mean, what else can we see from other artists in the future doing this same sort of treatment? You know, what if we got exclusive Green Day remasters for Dookie's 30th anniversary?
I wanted to go back to Dookie real fast.
Oh, man.
I'm expecting worst ending it being 3 songs.
Yeah.
I'm expecting worst ending it being 3 songs. We get Basket Case, When I Come Around, and like Welcome to Paradise. Like
that'd be my 3. That'd be my 3. That
I think that'd be the 3, and that'd be the 3 most accessible off that album. Even though the whole album is accessible in my opinion,
for the most part, except for maybe Fuck Off and
for
Die.
the most part.
That one's a bit out there.
Dude, Fuck Off and Die is fire. I love that. I love that song.
I
do
love
too.
the song.
One of my favorites, top 3 maybe.
You're just
Up.
I can't explain it because I think you.
No, they didn't censor suck
Yeah.
for Olivia Rodrigo with Get Him Back. You know, tell her that her son sucks.
Tell her son sucks.
True. Yeah.
Lots of haters for Olivia Rodrigo this week.
Which is a
I don't
shame
get it.
because the
I'm
song
being
is
completely
great.
honest.
I like
People
the songs.
really don't like her.
I
man.
like
I like
Kinda-
the songs.
kinda weird.
I'm a
I like them too.
Rodrigo
I think
bro.
they're fine.
She's Filipino, so I have to rep
Philippine bros.
Rep Filipino talent. You know what I mean?
I mean, look, I think that she's got a great voice, and I really like the way that the songs are written personally in terms of like the vocal inflections, like constantly changing and like.
I was talking
harmonies.
talking this about this with Jake too. It's like the angsty teen girl rock, punk rock type of vibe is
They're onto
just
something.
unstoppable.
They're onto something.
They're
I
onto
like it.
something. You know,
Yeah.
shout out to like
I'm a
Destroy
26-year-old
Boys
white man.
on,
and I like it.
yeah, shout out to fucking Destroy Boys from the Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake. Like, there's some good cuts in there from some all female punk rock bands in there, or female fronted punk rock. But having that exposed to the general public, she's a Disney star, so she's got access to everybody.
Which I didn't even know,
listening
by
to
the
her
way.
music.
The first
I didn't know
time
she
I
was
heard
a
about
Disney
Olivia
star
Rodrigo
either.
was with her music. I didn't even know she was in Disney shit before
Yeah.
that. Because
Yeah,
I was already
she's a
too old to be
Disney
watching
star.
Disney when she was doing their shit. So
No, yeah, totally. Like, she was on I'm pretty sure she was on the show that fucking Jake Paul was on when he was in Disney.
What's
Oh
the
yeah,
second,
that was the thing too. Real ones
I
know
might be
Jake
wrong
Paul
on
from
this.
Vine.
Right,
it-
exactly.
Wasn't she on High School Musical? Or am I wrong?
She's
I
a
might
High
be
School
wrong.
Musical, the show. So it was the
Okay.
Disney Plus.
Excuse
It
me?
was the Disney Plus like TV show or whatever. It gets confusing. But she did songs
It
for that.
is.
She got popular off of that, started a solo career, and now is doing this, this punk rock shit. On top of moody teenage girl, type beat, which I fuck with.
Hey, good-
That's
I
fine.
fuck
Good
with
for
it.
her. I didn't realize how young she was.
She's
you
like
know?
20, right?
Yeah,
She's
it fucks
very
me
young.
up
Hey,
when I
she-
see
hey,
people
hey.
younger than me being successful.
No. Someone said in the chat, it's like she was 2 years old when Guitar Hero 1 came out. And now she has
Shut
three
the
songs. Now she has three. Now she has 3 songs in the new Guitar Hero Fortnite game.
you shouldn't have said that
to me. I hate
that so much.
That's
Oh
fucking
my
wild.
God.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You're right though. She was born in 2003.
Yeah.
Oh, whoever that
insane.
chatter was, fuck you for that.
I don't
Fuck you
remember
for
who
that.
said that. That shit is crazy. to
I
think
did
about
see
that.
some kind of interesting too regarding celebrities' ages. Sydney Sweeney's been popping off this week because she was on Hot Ones, and then there's that one picture of her that kind of turned into a meme.
The fucking meme, dude.
Yeah,
So
turns out
good.
she is 2 weeks older than me. I would
Yeah,
have
no,
expected
I was gonna
she'd
say,
be
like,
younger, like a lot younger. but-
Those. No, I think like those actresses, like Zendaya and
yeah, she's
Sydney
older than I
Sweeney.
thought too.
Yeah, no, they're like around
Yeah.
our age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my age. I'm starting to see people my age, 96. People just kind of
97 represent.
millionaires. I was gonna say like Megan Thee Stallion is 95. Like you know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
Oh God, I'm turning.
Jason
to dust.
over here.
Yeah,
Jason over
Jason's
here.
just suffering in
No.
silence now.
Taylor Swift. She's a billionaire. There you go.
Yeah, and she's
Is
probably
that
like
supposed to
30
make me
something,
feel
right?
better?
Yeah, who are the old
She's a
people that are
billionaire.
successful?
Great.
Great.
Yeah, what have you been doing? Why aren't you a billionaire yet?
When we get Taylor Swift into Fortnite, then Jason will be a billionaire. Real shit.
Yeah, for real.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Probably end it there,
Hey,
eh?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
uh,
All right, sounds good.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Next week
Yeah,
on Fortnite podcast.
wasn't this podcast supposed to be about Guitar Hero lore?
Hey, we did this before we knew Fortnite Festival was
We
a
did this
thing, okay,
before
guys?
Fortnite was gonna
Guys,
be a
give
thing,
us a
bro. I
break.
mean,
We thought this was going to be our swan
or
song.
the wrong time.
This was going to be our epilogue to the whole Guitar Hero and Rock Band series, and now there's a
And then
revival.
they just brought it back.
Sorry, didn't know about it at the time. Sorry, we want to change the name to fucking Fortnite Festival Cast. No, I don't want
No.
to either.
I like Lore Hero.
Me too, Lore
I
Hero.
like
We'll get
Lore
back to
Hero as
talking
well.
about lore eventually, right? You know,
We
we'll,
will.
we'll talk about more lore when we
When
get
it's
the chance. When it's appropriate,
When
exactly.
we can slip it in.
Yeah, I want to slip it in, right? Let me
Let's
slip it in. Let me slip it in. I have weekly engagements every Thursday. So you know we have to talk about those every Thursday, the new songs, right? And then we can slip in a little bit of lore. I know you like it.
Ooh,
I'll be gentle with it.
yeah.
We'll be gentle.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm
Take it
leaving,
easy.
bro.
All right.